Hey, Matt.
Hi, Dan. How are you?
Very good. How are you doing?
Good, thank you.
I see we already have 7 participants.
Yeah, that's good.
Welcome, everybody. We're just doing some initial testing prior to launching in a few minutes.
Yeah. Do you want to try sharing your screen?
Okay.
Yep, we're away.
Excellent.
I've had a few problems before trying to share my screen on Zoom, so just let me know if it doesn't look right and I'll make sure we go to the right page.
Okay. So you should be seeing the Make Merch Pro Designer right now.
Yes, that's right. Yep.
Perfect.
Hey, Teresa.
You get to see questions in a chat?
Yes. Should be, you're a panelist. You should see them. I'll just wait a couple more minutes for a few people to arrive and then we'll look to get started.
Okay, I've stopped sharing for now.
Sure.
Welcome, everybody. We'll be starting very, very soon. In the meantime, Matt can sing for us.
You wouldn't want that. You'd have far fewer participants after that.
Okay, just so that everybody knows what we're up to, I'm going to put our brief agenda in the chat. And everybody's time's valuable, so perhaps we should get started.
Sure.
So take it away, Matt.
Sure thing. I'll just share my screen. Okay, so welcome to our webinar. Thanks very much for your time. We really appreciate it. So I've been talking with Dan for quite a while now. We met up in person at Licensing Expo about 3 months ago now, and we're looking at opportunities for both of our platforms to be able to expand their offering and saw some great synergies in who was using both of our platforms. And we're really excited about the opportunity to partner with Make Merch as a premier option for creating designs. And we have Single Upload is the platform that we're just launching at the moment. We've been in beta test for been about 2 months now in beta test. We've got a couple of hundred beta users on that system. And so just very quickly, Single Upload is an opportunity for you to take designs that either you've created in Make Merch or you may have them already uploaded elsewhere. And you get the opportunity to upload them into multiple print-on-demand platforms. Something that makes us really unique is we have both our own production facility in Kentucky. So we're able to do production for Amazon Seller Central, Shopify, Etsy. We've got our own platform, Viral Merchant, that we'll be launching shortly as well. And so you get those options for everything that we print on your behalf. We've had our own production for about 3 years now, and we've been primarily operating in Amazon through a Seller Central integration that predates Merch. We're also at the same time uploading into other platforms that we don't do through production for, so into Redbubble, Spreadshirt, Merch by Amazon, and we've also we've had a Cafe Press integration. Their API just broke recently, and we're just waiting on them to fix that end of it as well. So lots of great options there, and we've got a really fast, efficient system where you upload everything once into our system, and then we distribute that to all the key platforms that are going to drive your traffic coming up to this Q4. So in a nutshell, that's what Single Upload is, and I'll take you through a bit more detail a bit later.
Excellent. Thanks, Matt. Maybe I'll just ask a few questions that I expect other people might be asking as well. So
Sure.
in terms of the opportunity for sellers who are currently only selling on Merch, Merch by Amazon is really simple. I just upload my design to one place. Amazon does the rest and pays me royalties.
Correct.
How does that work with your integration where you guys are the print on demand?
Sure. So that would be exactly the same model as you have for Merch for Redbubble, Spreadshirt, Cafe Press when we get that back up and running. With our own production systems, what would happen is you upload the design into our system, you provide the same kind of details that you would for Merch by Amazon. There's a few more details that you would require with having some keywords or tags, which would be provided as well. And then we utilize those same details to go to all the different platforms. When the orders come in from each of those platforms, they come directly into our system. You would pay for those orders at wholesale, and we would print and ship them direct to the customer, and we would then update the tracking in the system that provided that order for you. So it's all fully automated, similar to other platforms, I guess, like Printful or some of these other integrations that are out there. The key difference with our platform is you're also getting all these other opportunities where we also have the ability to upload using our system into Merch by Amazon. We've got a partnership with another company called T-Lance, and they've got a Merch upload extension. And it's been running for about a year now, and very successfully takes the design and all the details that we've uploaded into single upload and uses those to add into Merch by Amazon. And the same for these other platforms. We have extensions that we use for Redbubble and Spreadshirt as well.
Excellent, thanks. So today's really about the opportunity for people who are selling on one or more platforms to expand their business and to move on to multiple platforms, but with by using single upload to really have one central dashboard where they can do all of that from. They can manage the keywords, they can upload the images, to a certain extent they can scale the images, and really go way beyond what Merch by Amazon offers in terms of a business model for our merchants. Is that right?
That's correct, yep.
Excellent. Yeah. Okay. So I'm really excited about some of the this integration, and a key development that we did primarily to support single upload, but it's also going to be available to all our users, and that is the ability to save designs directly to a Google Drive. And I'll be explaining how that works, and I'll be demoing that. So should I take over the screen share?
Sure, I'll just get out of it here. And I go pause share. Stop share. There we go, try that.
Okay, so I'm going to be sharing my screen now. Okay, Matt, can you see my screen?
I can, yep.
Okay, so I've logged in as a single upload user. The template that is available to single upload users is just this one template. It's a t-shirt design template. All Make Merch users will get access to this template as well. Single upload users will have access only to this template, and it's a t-shirt template. One of the advantages of single upload is you can automatically resize there for hoodies and for other image sizes required by Merch for other products and by other online platforms or other marketplaces. The resizing of the image will be done automatically by single upload. So I guess we've got quite a few users who are experienced Make Merch users. We also have some users who are new to Make Merch, who've never actually signed up. And perhaps we've got some existing users of single upload who will be watching this possibly on the repeat. So with this new template, the big new product or the new feature is a Save to Google Drive button over here. So quickly, if you're not familiar with Make Merch, it is the place where you can quickly create designs. You can use all the artwork that we provide, and you can quickly create multiple great-looking designs and upload them to Merch or via single upload to lots of places. So on this new template, the first thing you decide is, in addition to the art that we provide, do you want to upload your own image? So I'm going to go ahead and click no, so that really I'm starting with a blank slate over there. And you'll see here that you can choose your text full color, you can choose your text outline color. I'm just going to go for a blue and a red for now, and I can start putting in my text. As I type in my text, you see that it appears. I can control, for that single line of text, I can control things like the outline size. I can move it up and down very easily into the sides, increase the font size, reduce font size, whatever it is that I'm trying to do. Then I can choose from the huge availability of artwork provided by Make Merch, and either I can just browse through this or I can search for particular keywords. Let's say I wanted to search for hobbies. Let's see what that brings us for us. And there are a variety of hobbies that are automatically come up. If I wanted to, let's say, go for something more specific like cats, I could do that, and I'll find lots of images of actual cats or silhouettes that we can use when we apply filters to the images. So really looking at the huge variety of cats that we might have here. And then within that art, if you haven't seen Make Merch for a while, you're not familiar with this ability, but we can actually resize the image. We can move it around and place it exactly where we want, all with a very, very, very simple user experience. So not only can I choose my artwork, but I can also apply filters to that artwork. So let's say I like this black and white cat, but I do want to give it some more color. Just add a color to it and it appears immediately. And those colors could be rainbows, or if our cat happens to be thinking about some bones and some paws, we can really add that effect. Or for a patriotic American cat, we can do that. And as I said, we could go back here and actually choose just a silhouette, and then we're going to get a more simple artwork there. And if we apply some, just colors, I think that means that I do love the felines. I can apply a variety of wallpaper type effects and really create some interesting things here. The last few sets of options are about adding a vintage effect to the entire image. So that will include both the text and the artwork. And of course, we can see what our image is going to look like on different colored shirts. So let's go back to a darker shirt. We'll stick with this gray one for now. And this is where we're going to start looking at this new Save to Google Drive feature. So let's say I did want to do a scaled design. Let's say we wanted to do something like sports and states. So let's say I wanted to start off with Texas. And that should give me the state outline of Texas. Let's take this one. And we're going to apply to that. Let's apply a US flag to it and see what happens. Where's my flags? Okay, so we now apply the US flag to it. We've still got that distressed effect on top. I'm going to remove it just for now. Let's remove the distressed effect. And I'm going to scale up here. And let's say I wanted to have 2 lines of text. The first line being Texas. And the second line, I click here to add more lines, is going to be baseball. And I'm going to bring that text down to the bottom. Sorry, the next one, the line 2 is the one that's going down. With that shape, I'm actually going to give it a little bit of a curve. And I'm going to increase the spacing there between the letters. And also here, we want to give it more of an outline. I actually want that outline to be the same on both lines of text. So if I click here on the outline, it now means that when I control the outline, it's applying to both lines of text, or if we had more lines of text, it would apply there as well. Just bring that Texas up there. And excuse my design abilities. I'm not responsible for designing in the company, but I do know how to demo it, but perhaps not the best looking designs. So I've now gone ahead and created my Texas baseball design, which in a moment we're going to be scaling. But now I'm ready to save that design. So I hit Save to Google. It asks me to approve, to enter my Gmail address. So if you're not familiar with Google Drive, you really should be. It's really, really neat way to extend the capacity of your drives and to make sure that everything that you save is centrally saved. So if you're working on a new machine, you can do that. But there are also many, many more advantages to working with the Google Drive. Once I've logged in and given the browser permission to access my drive, I'll now stay signed in, and every design that I create is going to be saved to my Google Drive. So I'm actually going to create a new folder here. I'm going to call this one Demo Designs. And I could put in some extra info here. I'll put in for now just my scaled sports designs. And when I hit save, we're now creating that high resolution image in Merch by Amazon format. In other words, 4500 by 5400 pixels. And it's still creating that image, but I can now go ahead and continue to scale my image to create multiple new ones. So let's say I wanted to now change that from Texas baseball to Texas football. I've done that. Pretty much my design can stay exactly the same. And as soon as it completes saving the first design, I'm actually going to go ahead and you see that it's still processing and saving that one. As soon as it completes, I can now go ahead and save my second design. This time it's going to be football. Everything else stays the same, and I can now hit save. In parallel, I'm now going to go to my Google Drive, and I'll be bringing that up in a moment so you can see what is happening on my Google Drive while we do this. Okay, waiting for the shared folder to load on my screen. Okay, so you now see the Texas baseball design is here. Matt will be showing you how you can, so we've got Texas baseball and Texas football already showing up here. My two designs, if I was to click on them, you'd see the design itself. So there with the transparent background, we've got Texas baseball. And if we close that, sorry, let's go back to demo designs. If we now look at the Texas football, we've got that one as well. I can easily switch between my images. And you can imagine how quickly we can create a scaled design over here. What's really nice about this as well is we're saving some useful additional information here. So remember, I put in here, not only can I see all my designs in one place, I can decide on the folder that I want them to be in, so I can put different groups in different folders. But we're also, the keywords that I wanted are part of the file name, so Texas and football, for example. And I put in my comment there, my scaled sports designs, just in case I should forget. But most important, we have here the link to the saved design. So if I take that saved design, I now copy it, and let's say I wanted to know, I'd logged out, tomorrow I come back and I really like the design that I created, so I want to go ahead and create some more designs. That link is the link to the template with the saved design. So now when, even a month later, if I come back here, I can come back and that shirt's selling really well. So now I want to continue scaling that to more states. And let's just add one more state, and then I'll be turning it over back over to Matt. So let's have some fun here. That design is now going to load. All the options that I chose previously are going to show up. So you see that my first line was Texas, my second line was football, and if you remember, the artwork was the Texas state over there. Now let's say I want to move ahead and do California. So I simply type in California. California is a lot longer, so we're going to shrink the font size. And we're going to center it a little bit. And we're now going to look for the California state outline. And I could take the state outline, or I could take someone on a surfboard, but that wouldn't really mean football. So there we go. I take the state outline, shrink it a bit, move it around to exactly where I want it. It's kind of centered already. If you do want to make sure that your designs are centered, you can simply turn on the grid over here, and it helps to manipulate the composition of your design. Turn it off there, and now when I go back to save to Google Drive, it's going to automatically take the California football, and my folder there was demo designs. So we're really proud of this new Google Drive save feature, and one of the big advantages of that is it integrates very, very smoothly into a single upload. So if there are any questions, I'll take them now. If not, I'll be turning it over to Matt. So anybody who has a question, please raise your hand or add your questions to the chat. Teresa likes it. Matt, can you see any questions coming in? Do they come in on the chat, or do they come in on a raised hand?
They would come in on the chat, so no questions currently.
Okay. Excellent. Let me go back to my drive, and we should see that if I refresh, we should now see the California one as well. There we go. I now have, and I can, manage my folders really neatly. That extra feature with the save design link over here for future use is really useful. I'm glad that Teresa likes the new features. Anybody else, please feel free to comment or ask questions, and I'm going to be turning it back over to Matt.
We did just have a question come in from Teresa. You can upload existing designs into Make Merch and then save to Google Drive, right?
That's correct. So if you've got your saved design links, you can certainly just go to those saved design links and then save to the Google Drive. It won't work immediately. You're going to need to wait until we do open up that Google Drive feature to the regular templates as well. But I believe that once we do that, you should be able to do so.
Cool. Okay, I'm just going to take over and share my screen now. Thank you, Dan. So this is the single upload platform. I might just start with how we connect into the Google Drive to be able to pick up those images. Now, this is a different account. It's not Dan's account, so it'll be some different examples, but you'll get the idea anyway. So what we're going to do is sign in with Google. So we're doing exactly the same thing as what we did in the Make Merch environment. Just selecting my account there. There we go. So it says Google Drive connected at the top there. And what we're able to do is put in the folder names. So in what Dan was doing, he had under My Drive, he had the folder that he wanted to add the designs into. And so for me, I've set up a couple here. So I've got Vacation and I've got Make Merch. So all we do is we put a comma in between each of the folder names. So it means that we can save a range of different design types in different collections, and you could have a vacation one, a dog one, cats, whatever. So they help you for managing where you're storing everything. And at the same time, we're able to access all those folders within our system here. One thing that's really important to note is vacation with a capital V is different to vacation with a small v, and the same for things like spaces or dashes. They'll make a difference of where it's trying to pick up the items from. So once we've added these in here, we're just going to click save. And it's now going to pull through from those locations. So in design, we can go to GD Design, stands for Google Drive Designs. We have other ways that if you've got existing designs, you can upload them. You just go into Upload Design. We've got a previous system that's been running for about 3 years called Rapid Creator. It uses a very similar import system. And so we're just going to use this Google Drive import feature. So I've already pulled some before. It'll automatically update every hour anyway, but we're just going to go and click on Pull Google Drive Designs, and it'll update anything that's been refreshed recently. We have a few designs that have pulled through there. I'm not sure what's happened with that invalid thumbnail. It might just be updating still. We'll just leave that one for now. Now what we're able to do is we might have, let's say, 100 different designs that are in here, and they're from different ranges of collections. And what we're able to do is search by keyword. So we can select, say, vacation, and search for what has vacation within it. And that's going to pull in just those designs that fit with that. Now, everything within single upload is based on collections. So you'll see here we have a vacation light collection. The light stands for that they're light colored designs for a dark background. And so a collection is going to be any event or niche. So it could be dogs, cats, it could be Christmas, Halloween, those sorts of things. And we're going to set up collections for each of the design niches or events, and it allows us to very quickly manage a large number of designs and the keywords for them, the descriptions, without having to recreate those every time. And you'll see as we go through this, we've included things like placeholders for each of them, and all the product types are in a separate section over here. So typically you would be using what we call default light, and it's probably going to be for 90% of your designs that you would normally be uploading into Merch. And then we have special product groups as well. So we have ones like Christmas light. So if you wanted to put them onto, let's say, red and green products, or Halloween to go onto black and orange products, St. Patrick's to go onto green products, we can select those as well. And then we've got special things for what we call templated designs. So it's a very scalable system, which I'll show you through quickly soon as well. So all these things will come preset for you in the system, so they're ready to go. And then if you wanted to do anything special for your own product groups, you're able to set those up as well. And so that'll determine what products they're uploaded onto into your Shopify store, into Merch, into all these different platforms. You get a lot of control over the product types.
Matt,
yeah?
There's a question on the chat if it's being recorded.
Yes, this is being recorded.
Okay, and you'll make it available later.
Yes, I will. Yeah. So the design color, so we can either have dark designs for light colored products or light designs for dark colored products. Just select the appropriate one there. And then we have what we call default collection keywords. This is a vacation collection, so I've just put some useful keywords here. So vacation, holiday, fun, sun, fun in the sun, travel. You could add up to 50 keywords there. So that's the most that's allowed into Redbubble, is the one that allows the most. And you would want to keep the most important keywords at the start here, because they're the ones that are going to go into all the platforms. And then for those that allow you to do more keywords like Redbubble, the less important keywords that you still may want to have there, you would be adding those at the end. Now, within a merch environment, these default collection description 1 and description 2 are going to be the 2 bullet points. It'll be the same if we're going into Amazon Seller Central. We're using these as the bullet points, and they become descriptions on some of the other platforms as well. You'll see here we're using placeholders. So I would say this is a great design to take to and then we're using a placeholder of KW1. In these examples that we're using, it's going to be words like beach or lake. And I'll show you further on exactly how we're going to utilize those. This would be a great, and then we're going to put a placeholder of product. So this would be t-shirt, mug, hoodie, whatever the product type is. And it's automatically going to populate that for you as we upload into the different platforms to give to everyone going to the beach or lake with you. And then we have all the platforms that we can send this to. So you just select in blue whichever platforms you want to send those to. Ones like Cafe Press, we're just waiting on them to get that API back up and running for us. But most of these are live. So Etsy, Redbubble, Spreadshirt, Amazon, T-Lance, Shopify, and we're just in the process of adding Spreadshirt Germany as well. So you'll be able to add that there. I've been advised by someone that's German and sells quite a bit on there that probably 25% of his sales on that site are in English, so you can definitely upload those there as well. Then we've got a background color. Now the purpose of the background color is on sublimated products. They start with a white background, and if you've got standard designs like you would use on merch, you would want to have an additional background color so that they would stand out, especially if you're using typically dark colored t-shirts and you want to have light colored designs. If you try and upload that without a background color, it won't look right typically on a white background. So what we're able to do here is, this is the same system that Redbubble uses. Ones like TeePublic use a very similar system as well. You just select whatever color it is that you want as your background, and then we're going to select choose, and so that's now set. I'll just show you here on Redbubble what I'm referring to by sublimated products and how this tends to work. So this is one of those designs that we've been adding. So here we've got standard DTG t-shirts, so they're just going on like a black t-shirt or whatever other colors there are there, and you'll see this is an all automated system. It's going to update everything, position them in the right place on each of these products, and when it comes to sublimated products, so you'll see where it's got this blue background. That's because we've added that in with that feature. So normally within Redbubble, you'd have to go and individually select the color that you want on every one of these products. You'll see the same here for other sublimated products like phone cases, laptop skins, photographic prints, all these things, clocks. So instead of having to go through and do all that manually, our system manages all that for you. You would use the extension that we built for Firefox, and it's going to take that background color and automatically apply it for you on every one of these products. So it'll add 50 products, or 51 products at a time there. Really fast and efficient way of getting that done, and that's just Redbubble. It'll run, it takes about 6 minutes to upload to Redbubble, and it'll run everything in the background. You can just preload a large number of designs in the queue, and leave that to run in the background. So it's a really good feature we have. We've got a very similar system for Spreadshirt and into other platforms as well, where we've got APIs. So that's what happens there with those sublimated products going into this kind of platform. I'm just going to go back to, there we go. So you select all the ones that you want these designs to go into. Two types of designs. So one is a standard design, the other is a templated design. When Dan was talking earlier about either changing it from baseball to football or changing the state, each of those would be templated designs where you're just changing the one word and it's turning it into a different image for that. So the ones that we're doing here are standard designs, and then we have what we call suitable for. This has become really topical with Amazon merch recently, where they're suddenly getting very strict on what you can do for kids. So a lot of things, like if it's alcohol related or gun related, they're now saying these are suitable for adult products, but they're not suitable on kids' t-shirts, because you shouldn't be selling t-shirts related to guns or alcohol to minors. And it's the kind of thing that gives them a bad reputation if you do that. So we already had this feature built. We saw this coming. And so it doesn't just manage that for merch, where it's not going to put this on a kid's t-shirt. It's also doing it across all the other platforms. We've actually met with the different platforms and spoken to them about what we're doing. We're not just flying under the radar. We've been very upfront with them, and they're across what we're doing on each of the platforms. And they really support what we're trying to do here, with not having the wrong designs going onto the wrong kind of product types that makes them look bad. And that's the kind of thing that gets them in the press when you're putting the wrong alcohol related product in front of children on a kid's t-shirt. It doesn't tend to go down well. So we manage all that process for you. So you're just selecting that here, and then we're putting that on the appropriate products across all the different platforms, so you don't have to manage that. So then we've got our designs here. So what we're going to do, this is where it's going to come together. So we've got a title here. So on lake time vacation, when it gets uploaded to the different platforms, we're going to append the product type to that as well. So if it's going on a t-shirt, then we would add unisex t-shirt or hoodie, mug, whatever the product type is that we're adding on there. You'll see there's two different titles. The reason for that is on some of the platforms like Amazon Merch and Spreadshirt, they have much less characters that you're allowed to use. On other platforms, you're allowed more characters. So if we're uploading to let's say Amazon Seller Central, we're allowing 75 characters there, so it's still going to fit correctly. And if you did want to have a longer title, you can utilize that for those platforms that allow it. That's just pulling through the design title that we've saved as within the Google Drive. So then our description, this is going to update for us. So this is a great design to take to so this is going to be a lake. Now, over here, what we're going to do is we're going to add lake as the first keyword. We're going to have up to 10 different keywords. So I'm also going to add on and time as keywords here specific to that design. You'll see that these were the same collection-based keywords that we had above, and they're being pulled in and copied down to this lower section. And so they're being utilized across all these designs. And then we're going to do the same here. It's going to be, this would be a great t-shirt, hoodie, mug, whatever the product type is, to give to everyone going to the, and then we've got keyword 1, which is in this case going to be lake with you. So this makes it really fast to be able to scale. I'll just ignore that invalid thumbnail for now. I think it was just processing before, but I'll just continue on these ones and get these uploaded. So now our first keyword is going to be beach. Just add kind day. So that's that one done. And here again, it's going to be lake. So now we've got our specific keywords that apply to that design, plus all the general ones as well. And then we're able to submit all those for upload to all those different platforms. Okay, so our designs are uploaded. One of the really cool features that we have is we've got a Uspto trademark database integration. So when your designs are being uploaded, this currently isn't set up for the Google Drive integration. We'll make that happen this week. When you're uploading designs that you may have previously created in Make Merch or elsewhere, those designs are already going through our Uspto integration. And so what it's doing is, we'll just go to Designs Trademarks, and I'll show you here. So you'll see some of the designs that I've just uploaded. There's two columns here. So one is if there's a trademark in place that hasn't been previously reviewed, and the other is what we call whitelisted trademarks. What it's going to do is, if anything appears in either of these columns, these are clickable links, and you can click on Whole of Beaches. It's going to take you through to Trademark here, and it's going to show you the trademark information for that specific design. So Whole of Beaches, that is a trademark. It covers some of these products that we're doing, so it's in our space there in t-shirts. But you'll see here it's been abandoned. There's a failure to respond or late response. So what we've done in our system here is we've put it under whitelisted trademarks. It means these are actually our test ones that we use all the time. So these have been reviewed individually by our team. We've got a lady, Diana, that does design review for trademarks and checks to make sure that anything that's been flagged as a possible trademark issue, that she will review all those designs and confirm if they can be uploaded or not. So it's giving you extra safe checks. It's all included in the platform and within the plans that we offer. And so as soon as she's seen something and determined, okay, well, this has actually been abandoned, then it will get whitelisted. We have a feature on the back end. You'll probably want to see these whitelisted trademarks initially, but if you're comfortable later on, you can have it so that it will automatically process if it's a whitelisted trademark, so you don't need to take any action. So over time, we're going to end up with this fantastic database of all these different trademark keywords that we're able to provide guidance on whether it should be okay to use them or not. And if there are likely to be issues, then we can flag that. You can either remove the design if you go, actually, I probably shouldn't use that because there is an issue there, or you can submit that design for further review. So if you do that, that goes to Diana and she reviews that further. So it's these kinds of checks that we have on the back end. The other feature is, even if there's not a trademark infringement that's been identified, anything that we're going to print for you, so if it's going to go to Shopify, Amazon Seller Central, or Etsy, we're reviewing those before the designs go up. So if there's something in your design that we go, that doesn't look quite right, it's a, I don't know, a Disney font or a Star Wars font or something like that, and we go, we're not comfortable printing that, and that it's likely to be an issue on your account, then we're reviewing that ahead of you getting any sales for them and flagging those for being removed before they even get posted onto the different platforms. So it's giving you an extra level of safety and comfort around that you're getting this extra review process before it's going onto the different platforms, and makes sure that you're less likely to get flagged for any sort of issues. So these are some of the cool features that we have.
Matt, that's really cool. I've got some questions on that. I know how everybody on Merch by Amazon is very, very careful about trademark issues, because when you upload to Merch by Amazon and you could possibly have a trademark infringement, you get a black mark against your account, and too many strikes and you're out.
Yep.
So I love the feature that you guys are whitelisting trademarks. So ahead of time, I know that, hey, someone has actually looked at this and confirmed it's okay. What about if later on that particular phrase becomes trademarked?
Right.
Will I see it?
So we've got a really cool feature that we're building in at the moment, which will identify anything that's already uploaded in the system, and we're getting daily updates from the USPTO system, where if someone tries to trademark a phrase that you've already got listings for, it will notify you that someone's trying to do that. You may be familiar with Ken Ryle's group, Merch Watchdogs, and they try and keep an eye on what's happening, but it's almost impossible to daily keep up to date with what's happening with new trademarks coming out. So we've built the system to actually manage that process for you. So if you've got anything already in our system and then it gets a potential trademark that could become an issue for you, it's actually flagging that at the time. So within probably 24 hours of that becoming live, it's going to, also not becoming live, but of it being attempted to register, you would be notified and you would have the opportunity then to challenge that trademark. So it's a really cool feature that we've built into the system as well.
Excellent.
When we've been looking at single upload and the kind of features that we thought users would want, we really thought about what would your ideal system look like. And then where we didn't have ideal solutions that we'd built ourselves, we've gone to other solution providers that already have fantastic systems in place. So the likes of Make Merch, where we're not planning to build everything. We're looking to integrate with those that really know what they're doing in that space and be able to utilize existing tools that are out there where we don't want to build absolutely everything.
Right. Okay. My second question is, what you mentioned is essentially if I'm uploading to your platform, and let's say I want to put it on a Shopify site or one of the others where you are the print on demand, you said that you're actually going to be manually checking my designs for trademarks, for fonts, for other things that potentially could get me a black mark on merch. So essentially, I'd probably want to upload to Shopify first and merch later after I know that you've actually done that extra work for me. Is that possible?
That's possible. Yep, you could hold off on uploading to merch by a day or two. You can keep a queue in place. I'll just try and show you here.
How quickly do you guys turn around that check that you're actually doing manually?
Typically 24 to 48 hours. So it's a reasonably fast turnaround to get those through. You'll see here, this is a Redbubble upload queue. So you'll see you can have as much as you want on your queue, and then when you're ready to upload, you can upload. So it's the same on Amazon Merch as well. You can just have a constant queue sitting there ready to go, and then just within your tier limits, you're able to add your designs. But yes, if you wanted to wait for that approval, that can be done. We have a process here where you can see the status of all your designs. So just go to design status, and it's going to show us across all the different platforms what the status is for each of those. There we go. It's not going to show so well. This one's our test account, and we do all sorts of funny things with it.
Okay, so while you're doing that, I just want to make one more comment for the benefit of all our live participants and those who will be watching this this webinar a bit later. The way I see single upload, and correct me if I'm wrong, anybody who's serious about running their merch design, t-shirt, product design business seriously, a platform, the single upload platform can really be your central database or your dashboard. That's where you can manage all your digital assets, which is all your designs, as well as your distribution. So where you're uploading, which designs to, and together with what we've now released with Make Merch, looking at your Google Drive, you now have a place where you can go back and edit designs later on, redo them, expand them, and really, this is still early days with single upload. I'm sure it's going to get even better over time. But once you're able to access the data of, what's selling, what's not selling, then to go ahead and scale the designs that are selling, and to really take a more analytical look at your business on a day-to-day basis. This is really going to enable those users who do take the time to learn single upload and really understand the richness of the platform to expand their businesses dramatically.
Yeah. So this is our design status overview. So you can see what's happening with each of these platforms. If you've submitted, if your store's connected, if it's currently under trademark review. And so if you did want to wait to upload to Amazon Merch, then you could do that after it's cleared trademark review. Amazon Merch, if you're wondering, is under this T-Lance column. So T-Lance.net is the partner that we work with, where they've got their own Chrome extension. We've got a special deal that we have in place with them. You can either go for their full business package, and that's $27 a month, and includes some additional services. They've got a very cool feature which allows you to, if you've got things uploaded into what they call the vault, it'll check across the internet, across different sales sites, to see if anyone else is trying to use your same design and report that back to you. If you wanted to just use the merch upload feature, that's integrated into our system, and that's $15 a month to utilize that. So that's the only additional cost that you would need to be able to use that feature. In terms of being able to scale designs, I know Dan mentioned before about how you're able to do that within Make Merch. We also have a system within Single Upload, which is going to allow you to upload a large number of designs very quickly as well. I'm just trying to find the right section. Here we go, template. So we're going to go into create template, and you'll see these wizards pop up each time on each of these pages. This is one of the ways that we've got to show you exactly what you need to do on each page. And on a lot of these pages, we've also got a video available as well. So our intention is to show you what you need to know on the page that you need to know it on, rather than just give you a 100-page manual and try and figure out what you need to know where. And once you're familiar with the system, you're able to hide the wizards. So it's a good way of working things out when you're new on the system, and then once you're up and running, you can hide them instead. We've also got these really handy information circles as well, so it'll tell you what to do in each of these different fields. So there's lots of different tools. We've got a Facebook group as well that can assist you with support, as well as a ticketing system. So plenty of options available to get the information you need throughout the system. So in our template system, for those kinds of scalable designs, we're able to utilize a way of uploading them here. Where are we? So I'm going to look at a job title template. So we're just going to upload a PNG file. You'll see we've got, hopefully you can see a rectangle that I've got here. You're able to use this for variable words and position it where you want it to. And then we would select our collection, which in this case is going to be job titles light. And then we're going to add finest CSV. So we're going to use a CSV file for this, and we could have 100 different job titles in a list. And then with each of those job titles, we're able to have a set of keywords, up to 10 keywords that apply for each of those variable words. And where we have CSV here, it's going to take the job title. So it might be nanny, doctor, engineer, psychologist, whatever the word is. And then we can have associated keywords as well. So we can have KW1, KW2, and these are going to be placeholders that you're able to utilize for that. And all we need to do in a spreadsheet is we're just going to create what is going to go on this list. So let's say nanny, psychologist, engineer, and there. So that's the list of job titles, and then we can have related keywords. So here it might be babysitter or peer. Psychologist, so it might be clinical. What else? Think of another one there. So electrical or chemical for engineer. And you can have up to 10 different keywords there. And then once we've got our list across here of all the different keywords that apply for each, we just save it. And we're going to save it as a CSV file. And we'll just call that job titles. You'll see I've already got a job title CSV saved there. And here we would just select comma delimited and then save. So you'll see I've already got it there, so I'm not going to save over the top of it. But you could have 100 different job titles in the list here. It becomes a really fast way of creating a huge number of designs and products and then put them across a large range of platforms. So are you the finest? So this would be babysitter or peer nanny. This t-shirt, hoodie, mug is the perfect gift for or peer babysitter nanny. And then we would have keywords which would apply to that, to every design that's going in there. So it would pick up that first column, which is CSV. It'll pick up those 2 keywords and then other words related to it. So job title, finest, whatever else you wanted to add to that. And you'll see it's also appearing up here in your bullet points as well. You can select whether you want it to be, you'll see when I created this, we had first letters capitalized and then the rest lowercase. So that's what we would use as standard. Or you could go with all capital or all lowercase. You can use 2 formats here for creating the word within this box area. So the first is what we call CSV Longest Word. So if you have a long word like psychologist, and that's the longest word on the list, it'll take that word and fit it to that box size, and then it'll take the same font size and apply that to every other word on that list. So a shorter word like nanny would be the same font size as a long word like psychologist. And then if we choose default instead, it's going to just fill to that box size. So a word like nanny, which is shorter, would appear larger, and a word like psychologist would have a smaller font. So they're both options that you have. We've had Diana go through and review to get us, we've got about 164 different fonts that are available there that you can use free commercially. So you'll see it. First time it takes a little bit of time to load, but now you can see what these fonts are that you're able to utilize. And if you wanted to, and you have commercial rights for additional fonts, then you can add your own fonts here as well. You choose whatever font color you wanted to use. So let's say we go with a yellow font. It's going to pick that up. CSV, we're going to be using the job title CSV file. And there we go. So now psychologist, if we wanted all capital, we can just refresh that preview. And then we've got other options as well, where we're able to either center horizontally or make it left or right, or vertically we can also put it top, middle or bottom as well. You'll see when we use a word like nanny instead, and then we refresh, you'll see different font size used because we've got that default and it's filling that whole box. So you can either use that or keep consistent sizing across everything. So you could create 20 different job title designs, use the same 100 different variables in that list, and use the same keywords that are going to apply for that specific design throughout. So you can imagine how quickly you can scale this out. You could be in tier 100,000 on merch and be able to actually use your 500 uploads a day or however many you're getting. You can very quickly max that out without stressing out about how do you do that. So it doesn't just work for job titles, it could be anything else that's scalable. And then you're not just getting this onto merch, you're getting it onto other platforms as well. So you'll see up here, there's actually a couple that are missing. So the two that are missing are Spreadshirt and Redbubble. When we were talking with them, they both identified that they didn't want these kinds of scalable designs going onto their platforms. And so we're honoring that with them. Actually, I've got to get spreadshirt.de removed, but I'll get that done. I've just noticed it now. And so we only upload the appropriate designs that the platforms want to have uploaded, so that you're not going to run into issues with that. And again, you've got these suitable for, so if you're uploading to merch and you don't want alcohol-related designs going on a kid's t-shirt and getting yourself in trouble, then it's going to manage that process for you as well. So once you've done all that, you just click submit and you can create a huge number of designs really, really fast across a huge product range on multiple platforms. There's certainly no faster way of getting a huge product range up everywhere at once. I'll just quickly show you through, we've got platform settings as well. So if we go to somewhere like Amazon Seller Central, so again, we've got a wizard to guide you through this process. So here, what we're able to do is select product groups. So if we were to select, let's say, default light, so this is what we expect you using probably 90% of the time for light designs on dark backgrounds. What you can do is the different collections, you can add them in. So we could add job titles light there as well. Now with Amazon Seller Central, the important limitation for you is the vast majority of accounts are going to be limited to a maximum of 2,000 ASINs per week. So if you look at how Amazon is structured, they have what they call an ASIN. It's essentially a SKU. So for each variation of color or size for an individual product, it's going to be one ASIN. And then for each product parent, they add one additional ASIN as well. So if you want to calculate it, so it's the number of colors times the number of sizes. And so here we've got 2 times 8 is 16, plus 1 for the parent is 17 ASINs. And here we've got 2 times 6 is 12, plus 1 is 13. And So what you're able to do very quickly is see the total number of ASINs that are being added for that platform. So here we have a total of 40 ASINs at the bottom. You'll see that some of these other products are very ASIN efficient. So if you wanted to do tote bags or stickers, stainless steel travel mugs, water bottles, posters, phone cases, we've got a good range of colored mugs in black, white, orange, green, pink, red. We've got a huge range of colors of mugs available. These are a very efficient way of getting a large number of products up. It's more efficient probably than the likes of t-shirts and sweatshirts and hoodies. So this is the kind of thing that we use to help you manage. So if you were doing 40 ASINs at a time, you would get 50 design uploads across that product range onto Amazon each week. And if you had a really large range of designs that you wanted to get onto a small range of products, then we give you that ability to select what products you want them going onto. Or if you didn't have as many designs and you wanted to get it onto a large range of products, then that's an option for you. So that's going to manage all these colors and everything for you. You've got special things like Christmas light. So you'll see when it comes to Christmas, so on those that are ticked here, we're putting it onto red and Irish green, so that they're very Christmassy colors. So if you wanted to do ugly Christmas sweaters, then you're able to put those onto red and green, and so that becomes your color option instead if you wanted to use that. Same for things like St. Patrick's Day. So here we're going to be offering Irish green, and these are all preset for you when you start using the system, so you're not having to set all this stuff up if it's a color specific event. Same for Halloween, that's already set up for black and orange. So all these options are already available to you when you go to get started, or you can create your own product groups if you wanted to. So
Matt?
Yeah.
I'm actually going to be leaving the call in a few moments. I can try and come back a bit later. I'm curious on the ASINs.
Yes.
With typically, if I'm uploading products to Seller Central, I need to generate GTINs. Do you have an exemption?
Yes, so we've got a special process we've created. We will give you a website that's got a huge product range on it, and it will be able to be used under your brand name. So you would determine whatever brand name you wanted to sell on for Amazon. You would set up a website using our service, and then we give you the products that you utilize to be able to get that exemption. So instead of having to purchase UPC codes for every listing that you do, our process allows you to avoid that entirely and just set that up initially. You have to renew it every 3 months typically that you get the GTIN exemption, but it means you're not having to worry about purchasing UPC codes or any of that mess.
That's huge.
Yeah, so all you're doing is uploading designs, and then we convert that into products. They automatically get placed onto Amazon within your ASIN limit each week. So we're managing that process for you as well. So we have a queue in place, and you can change the order of that queue. So let's say you're getting close to Halloween, you've previously uploaded stuff, and you've got, I don't know, 5,000 products sitting there waiting in queue, and then you go, oh, it's getting too close to Halloween, I need to move all my Halloween stuff ahead. That's a really fast, simple process with us. You could just select your Halloween collection and be able to utilize the ability to put that at the front of the queue instead, and then they'll be the next products to upload within that 2,000 ASIN limit. So we're taking a lot of learning. We've been uploading to Amazon for over 3 years now, and looked at how Amazon's structured, and then built our system around what's actually needed to help you manage to the Amazon rules as they stand today, which was very different 3 years ago when these ASIN limits didn't exist.
Right. Okay, just for the point of clarification for most of our users, if they haven't sold already on Seller Central, if they're not selling beyond Merch by Amazon, if you want to sell additional products on Amazon with your existing designs, you can now do so.
Correct.
So whereas Amazon lets you upload T-shirts, hoodies, you want to expand to additional products?
Yes.
Easy. You single upload, they'll do the printing for you, they'll do the fulfillment for you, and they've overcome one of the biggest issues doing something like this, which is the limitations on what's called UPC or GTIN, where basically if you went to try and do this yourself, you would immediately face a barrier of Amazon Seller Central asking you for the UPC code or the GTIN. If effectively, if you're using single upload, you don't need to do that, and that's a huge win. I'm about to take off.
Sure.
There is one more question in the Q&A section, and the question comes from Angela. She's asking, how does single upload work with platforms like Merch by Amazon or Etsy that integrates with Printful? Does single upload do the printing, or do you work with a third party?
We do the printing for anything that we upload into the system. So if you've already got stuff that you've added with Printful would continue to be your supplier for those. At this point in time, even if you wanted to try and transfer those products to us, we don't have the design files and we don't have the matching details. So that's not currently an option. It's something that we will look at in the near future to make it a swift transition if you wanted to. But at this point in time, we don't have a way of doing that. We are able to cohabit with another provider like Printful. So on any of these platforms, it's not an issue for us if you're already getting orders from what you've uploaded through Printful or Redbubble or any of the others. We still see what comes through the API, but we ignore anything that wasn't created within our system. So if it doesn't have our matching SKU, we just ignore it. We don't print it, so you don't have to worry about Printful printing something for you and us doing it for you. Now, someone raised their hand earlier. I've lost it now. If someone raised their hand earlier, can you type something into chat and we'll try and respond to that there. Just quickly while that's happening. So we've got all these platform settings. So the same on Etsy. We've got a very similar system. This will explain what you're doing here as well, but you'll see you can select the colors that you want. Here, the number of ASINs isn't an issue. The number of colors or sizes doesn't impact the cost to list. So we actually keep track here of what the total cost is going to be. So when you start adding products, it's adding 20 cents per listing for 4 months of listing for that product type. So you can keep track very easily of how much the cost is going to be before those are uploaded. We've tried to think through what are the limitations that could be in place and how do we assist you to make good decisions on what you want to have. So we've got things that are set by default if you just want to get up and running quickly. So if you were to use the standard setting, I suppose, to upload a number of different products, you could utilize that, or you can easily deselect them and that's going to reduce that cost for you. So one thing to keep in mind is if you've selected the audience type as adults only, even if kids t-shirt is ticked here, it won't upload a kids t-shirt. So all those concerns that you may have of, oh, did I accidentally somehow upload an alcohol related t-shirt onto a kid's t-shirt, we're managing that for you even if that is ticked, so you don't need to worry about it. When you're trying to manage a huge portfolio of designs, it's really important to have the right tools backing you up that are going to actually manage that process for you. And then the same when we're uploading to merch. So if we go T-Lance merch. So again here, you're able to just select, actually I'll just change, so we've got a group active. So you can set whatever standard cost you want to have here. So we've just got $19.99 as a default. Whatever colors it is that you want to have uploaded. You can vary that. If you wanted to have different colors uploaded for different collections, then you can do that. You can create your own product groups if you wanted to do that as well. So we've tried to keep things really simple for those that just want to get things up and running without having a lot of hassle. But for those that are really particular about what colors they want for certain designs or collections, we've given you the power of a really comprehensive set of tools that you have that control if you want to. We haven't added pop sockets yet, but that's planned in the next week or so that we'll have pop sockets available. We will have an automated conversion system for that. So all you do is use a t-shirt format, and we're going to convert to the hoodie format for you automatically, and to a pop socket format automatically that will fit within a circle. So that's all going to happen in the background, the same as it does on each of the platforms. You're not having to worry about all the different platforms having different layouts or formats for all the different product types. We're managing all that process in the background for you. You just upload the one image and we handle all those conversions for you automatically. Okay, I've just found some Q&A. So for Amazon, you only integrate with Amazon Seller Central, not Merch by Amazon. Is that correct? No, that's not correct. We integrate with both. So we have both our own production program where we're able to do that production for you, as well as we also integrate with Merch by Amazon, and that's through our T-Lance integration. So we have both those options available, which is something unique that no one else is offering. Just upload everything once, and we're able to upload that to both platforms as well as a number of others at the same time. So uploads to merch is through T-Lance. Is there a fee for T-Lance? Yes. So we have a special deal with T-Lance, which is $15 a month, and that's just for the merch upload system. There's also they've got a number of services they offer outside of that as well. So if you go to, I'm just going to put this in the chat for everyone, tlance.net, and that's their website. You'll see some packages available. The two that would be suitable for this, one is the business plan, which is $27 a month. And the other is, we've got our own special one. So you'll see here we've got T-Lance subscription. So when you're in single upload, this $15 a month isn't available anywhere else. It's only specific for us, that they've built a program to manage that for us. And then you can see some of the additional features here that allow you to have some of the other services available. So we've got a very different offering to anyone else out there, in that we've got a very comprehensive offering, both offering the production side and the ability to go into merch, as well as Redbubble, Spreadshirt. So it's no one else has got close to the kind of offering that we have available. That's probably everything that I really wanted to try and cover off. I might just show you the membership plans. So there's another video there, explain a video. I've got another question coming through. I might cover that off first. Where did that chat go? There we go. Where can we see the product catalog for single upload? It's a very good question. It's everything that I was showing you earlier is what we are currently offering. I'll just show you quickly here. So we're doing ladies t-shirts, hoodies, kids t-shirts, sweatshirts, unisex t-shirts. We've got a broad range of mug colors, far more than anyone else out there has. We're doing stickers, tote bags, stainless steel travel mugs, water bottles, posters, phone cases, and then, yeah, this big range of colored mugs. So if you wanted to do, we've even got neon pink. If you wanted to do a neon pink mug, that's an option. So some really cool options there. In terms of price point, we are competitive. So we've got better pricing on most of our products than the likes of Printful. So you're looking like $9 a shirt plus $5 shipping is if you wanted to be using that option. On things like our coloured mug range, I think we're around the $9 range for coloured mugs, and we've got a unique offering there. Water bottles, I think we're around the $9 range there as well, and the same on, we've got stainless steel travel mugs as well. We've got a really good zip tote bag that's very different to the typical really cheap, nasty tote bags you'll see out there, which are white and don't tend to have the same kind of quality that this does. This is a large bag that you can put your laptop in, and it prints really nicely. It's a really good quality product. Any other questions?
Any chance you can show us that tote bag on a live listing with reviews?
Not immediately. It's really hard to know what's got reviews on Amazon without having to find it, but I'm sure I could come up with one after this. But
cool. I'm curious about that tote bag. It could really open up some new opportunities for people.
Yeah, so it's really large. It's 15 by 20 inches, and then it's got a 5-inch base. So it's big. The other good thing is where we've come from is we've had this Amazon program for 3 years now, and we started off just accepting light designs for dark products, and then we started looking at what additional products should we be offering that allow for light designs to go into dark products, and that's where we've come up with some of these additional product types that are different to what other people offer. So we've got things like a black background poster, black background iPhone cases, all these multicolored mugs that others don't tend to be offering the same. They're printed very differently to how most do them as well. What we do is most will do it as a sublimated product. So they take a black mug with a white square in it, and then they color that white square black and put your design in it. When we're doing black mugs, we're actually printing directly onto a black colored surface, and we're using a totally different process to what most of the others are doing. And it gives you a much better finish with an actual black background. And then it's the same process if you want to do like a neon pink mug, for example. So we've got some really cool, unique options there that others won't be offering you. Yeah, so we've got quite a broad product range that should see you have what you need to be able to utilize. I'll just quickly go back to the membership plans. So now that you've got a bit of a background on what the service is and what a templated design is, it'll help you understand what the plans are a bit better. So we've got, starting with a basic package, so you'd get 200 standard design uploads per month and 800 template uploads per month. So you're getting the benefits of our template creation system, so a total of 1,000 uploads a month. When we're talking uploads, we're talking about designs, not products and not platforms. So upload a design, put it onto as many platforms as you want, onto as many products as you want. It doesn't count towards your upload limit. If you, for example, were putting things onto Amazon Merch and you were trying to calculate, let's say on average you do 3 products each time you upload to Merch, you would actually be getting 3,000 Merch uploads a month. So your tier could be, 100 products a day. You would be within your tier allowance on a basic package. The only thing that's not included in that basic package is the Seller Central integration. So that starts at our gold plan. Everything else is included. So on a gold plan, you're getting absolutely everything. So we're at $3.99 a year, or we've got a $9.99 lifetime plan. So this is really popular when we were launching to our existing members that have been using our systems for the last 3 years and have seen what we're able to offer. They loved the option of having a lifetime plan, so you're not having to make ongoing payments every month or every year. There's another platform out there that it's offering, I guess, half the service that we are, where they're doing things that they aren't producing because they don't have their own production facility, and they're not doing Amazon Merch either. And they're charging $95 a month, I think it is. Others like Redbubble, I think they're charging $300 a month for less of a service, I suppose you'd say, where they're not including integration into all these other platforms. They're not doing into Amazon Merch. So I think our plans are extremely competitive with anything else that's in the market at the moment. We're just looking to charge a reasonable cost for a very good service. Anything that we add in the future won't have an additional cost, so you don't need to worry about that. I know a lot of people in the industry have been very frustrated where you'll have platforms that'll launch an Amazon integration and charge a large amount just for that, and then they'll add an Etsy integration and charge you more for that. We're certainly not about that. We want you to know what you're getting, and that anything that we add in addition is just part of offering a service, that we're not going to charge you more for that as well. Another question in the chat. For stainless steel travel mugs, would normal merch designs work on that, or do we need to do something else for the design for it to work on that product? Is it laser printed? Yes, it is laser printed, and any designs that you use, as long as it doesn't have, I guess, a grey or silver color to the design, it'll print fine. So I can show you examples of a white design being printed on a stainless steel mug, and they look good, and the same, a black design will also look good on a stainless steel product as well. So as long as it's not in that grey area, then it's going to look fine. Okay, right. No additional questions there. Feel free to keep asking questions if you want. But if you are looking to purchase a plan, I'll just get you the link for that. Single upload plans webinar. So I'll just put this into the chat so that you've got access to it. It is very slow. There we go. So if you go to there, you're able to purchase a plan. So this is a great time of year to be getting involved in this. We find that in our Amazon system that we've been running for the last 3 years, typically sales volumes spike by 8 to 10 times running into Christmas. One of the unique things about our platform is last year we were doing printing and shipping for orders taken right through to 17th of December. We're still making it in time for Christmas. The vast majority of the platforms out there, they're going to be closing off early December. And on a platform like Amazon, it's obviously a really bad experience for a customer to have to wait until after Christmas when they've ordered early December. So ones like Redbubble, they're very early December. And when you're doing 8 or 10 times your normal sales volume at that time of year, you're missing out on the busiest 2 weeks of the year. If you're missing out between, let's say, the 3rd and 17th of December, you're missing out on a huge proportion of your profits for the year. So we've had very good systems for a long time to be able to manage the volume. We're deliberately a restricted entry program. We're not available just for anyone to sign up anytime. And part of that is we want to make sure that all your orders are going out on time. We're the only program out there that guarantees delivery within Amazon timeframes. And so we use a 5 business day turnaround. Typically they ship on day 1 or day 2, but we allow up to 5 days just for a bit of a safety net in case anything happens to go wrong. We have specialists within our team that their whole job is looking after order management, and we know exactly when your orders need to ship on Amazon, on Etsy, so that we can help keep your account safe by ensuring they do ship on time. So Teresa's asking, how easy is it to be approved for GTI and exemption for Amazon Seller Central? It typically takes about a 24-hour turnaround. The process to get set up is really fast and simple. I'll show you an example website. So this is our viral merchant platform, and you'll get a free website of your own. We haven't officially launched this as part of the single upload program at this stage, but it's a really interesting system. You'll see at the top here it's saying search 4.6 million products, and you can have this on your own website. It's live, you can use it for sales, and we're able to set you up with this on your own brand. You could think of it as having your own Redbubble or Cafe Press or Spreadshirt, where you get the ability to sell everyone else's designs that's also on the system. They receive a fair commission of typically $4 per sale, and you receive the rest. So if you compare this to a model, let's say like Teespring, where if you were to drive traffic to Teespring or even to merch, they may end up buying someone else's product and you get nothing for it. On this system, you would be able to receive orders for something you weren't promoting specifically. If they find something that they really like and they purchase it, you're still getting paid, and the person that designed it's getting a fair commission as well. So it's a really unique business model that it's kind of your own Cafe Press or Redbubble in a box. So we give you this website for free as part of your subscription, and this is what we utilize to get the GTI and exemption because it's got our product types in it. So it's a good opportunity there as well. We will look to do a more formal launch of that at some stage, but it's one of the platforms that you can start queuing products to go into the system as well. Just going back here. What would be the cutoff date in December for shipping by Christmas in the US? Last year it was 17th of December. So I expect will be similar. It'll be in that kind of week before Christmas that makes sure that everything that was ordered in time to arrive does arrive in time. Cynthia asks, what is the cost of the exemption? It is free. The only cost you need to be aware of for Amazon is if you want to use the Seller Central platform, it costs $40 a month for that Amazon charges. The reason that there's a charge there is you need to have an Amazon Pro account to be able to use their API, and we connect to Amazon through that API. So it's an Amazon charge to you as a seller for using a Pro account. And when you have a Pro account, you save $1 per order in fees. So the first 40 orders that you get each month, you would have been paying $1 more per order anyway. So that's the only other cost to be aware of. Have I covered everything there? So how long does it take to be approved for GTI exemption? Allow probably 24, maximum 48 hours to get that approval. And then just keep in mind, every 3 months you'll need to get that approval again. But we're providing the website that gives you the ability to get that approval for your brand. I know some of the others out there that they try and get their own brand approved rather than your brand. So it's obviously better to be able to utilize your own website and be able to get your own brand approved. So Teresa's asking, I've downgraded my Amazon Sell Essential account from Pro. So do I need to make it a Pro account prior to applying for GTI and exemption? I believe you need a Pro account to apply for GTI and exemption. And certainly to have integration with us, you'll definitely need to have a Pro account. So that'll be $39.99 a month that Amazon would charge you for that. If you get a decent number of products up ahead of Christmas, the demand on Amazon over that Christmas period is huge. Like it's, yeah, unbelievable how much traffic you'll get. Another thing with us is when you're trying to sell in places like Amazon Merch, they have a throttling system that they use where they're either going to hide your listings so that they can't be found, or they're going to reduce the number of SKUs available, so the colors and sizes, to such a point that they're basically going to kill your sales from early December onwards. They're going to look after the Disney and Marvels, and they've only got so much production capacity. And so we've seen consistently over the years from early December, pretty much sales for the normal sellers die. And for us, that's our busiest time of year, and that's mid-December period is when we're really cashing in for our user base. We do have a way that we throttle, which is when we get close to Christmas, we tend to increase the pricing at retail on those products. So pretty consistently the last few years, so let's say a t-shirt might be selling for $19.99. If we need to have an outlet to reduce the sales volume slightly, then we do that with price control. So we would automatically update the pricing on your account. So we have control of that to make sure that we can meet the demand. In previous years, our first year on Amazon, we were just blown away by the sales volumes that we had. This was pre-merch, and just it was insane how many sales we were getting, and we got to the point that we had to start increasing prices to reduce the volume that was coming through. And we found that even when we doubled the pricing, so we went from $20 a t-shirt to $40 a t-shirt, and we were still getting half the sales volume coming through, but you were getting a higher margin on each sale. So overall, you were actually better off than what you would have been just through a normal sales program. What we tend to find at Christmas time is people, as long as things are in the right price range for a gift, they don't tend to be as price sensitive. So people are happy to pay, let's say, $30 for a t-shirt rather than $20 for a t-shirt to have the right gift to be able to give. And especially when they're finding that all the merch listings basically aren't available at that time of year. There's much less competition. The likes of Redbubble are going to be shutting off 3-4 weeks out from Christmas and say that's it. So a lot of the others out there, you just don't have that competition. We're still available. We're still getting everything shipped, and we're just really careful with how we manage that to make sure that you're maximizing your profit running into that busiest time of the year, and that we're also able to deliver within the production capacity that we have available. Cynthia is asking, I already have a basic account. Can I upgrade? Yes, that's a very simple process. In your Amazon Sell Essential dashboard, you just upgrade to a Pro account. That's a really fast and simple process. So Teresa's saying that's what I was thinking. So no throttling or freeze, better Q4 for Amazon Seller Central, people versus merch. Yes, but only if you're with the right program. If you're with a program like Redbubble, you're not benefiting from that Christmas demand. They're going to be cutting off really early, and you're going to have lots of frustrated customers trying to order from you, and you're not going to be able to fulfill in time for them. So which one of your products is the top seller for Q4? We do a ton of mugs, travel mugs, t-shirts, hoodies. They're probably our biggest sellers. We've deliberately diversified because initially we were doing t-shirts and hoodies before merch arrived, and then we've diversified our product range significantly. But you would definitely want mugs selling. I would recommend we do some unique things like on merch. You're not going to be able to sell red or green hoodies or sweatshirts. They don't offer them. So if you wanted to do things like ugly Christmas sweaters, you're able to do those with us, but not able to do them with merch. So I definitely recommend those as options. We sell a ton of those running into Christmas. Any other questions before we close off? Do we offer stainless steel wine glasses? No, we don't. I'm just trying to think. If you can send me through some details, I'll just post my, this is my email address. If you can send through some details of what it is you'd be looking for, I can look into it. I think there's another Q&A question. So Angela asks, are your products listed in Amazon Seller Central, available for Amazon Prime shipping? Not currently. We've been doing a trial of what they call Seller Fulfilled Prime. So that's where you have to receive the order, print it, and ship it the same day, which is really demanding in a print-on-demand environment. We don't have an open program at the moment for Amazon Prime shipping. It's very different if you're sending stuff into FBA and it's already pre-printed, then that's relatively simple to be able to get that done. But when we're having to receive orders, print and ship the same day, it gets more challenging to be able to do that. Yeah, I'm not sure of anyone that's currently offering that kind of service because it's so demanding. I don't think it exists out there that I'm aware of. Okay, are there any other questions before we wrap up? But feel free to ask any questions of me. I'll just put my Facebook profile in the chat as well. If you want to hit me up afterwards, if you have a private question to ask, feel free. Why is that not coming up? There we go. That took a long time. Okay. So that's my profile. If you want to add me on Facebook, if you want to ask any questions. Thank you, Teresa. Appreciate your time. And thanks everyone else. Yeah, if you're wanting to come on board, we'd love to have you, and we'll give you access to our members' Facebook group. And we've got very good support available for you getting up and running as well. So thank you very much for your time, and I'm not sure if Dan's around still. I think he may have disappeared, but yeah, are you out there, Dan?
I'm still here. Yeah, thanks, Matt. I think great job on your side. Single upload takes a while to learn, but it
Yes.
is so extensive, and the potential, particularly of offering a whole range of new products on Amazon, is huge.
Yep. Okay, thank you very much, Dan. We're excited about the partnership we've got with Make Merch.
Likewise.
Thanks for your time, everyone.
Thank you. Goodbye.